we from a mental space have gotten so into what we do, and it's
Yeah.
in our heads that we've gotten in our heads, and we make it more complicated than it needs to be because in our brains we're like, people want to know the 15 things that have to happen or the 15
Yeah.
pages of stuff, when in
Yeah.
actuality it can really just be as simple as a one-page checklist.
Hey, 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 Entre Leaders. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to another episode of the Leaders Lab podcast. If you are new here, I am your host, Dr. Charity C. Campbell, better known as Dr. C, and I am a doctor of management, a world-class millennial global leader, an academic professional, and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. Here in the Leaders Lab, we talk all things entre leadership, where we take entrepreneurship and leadership concepts and we marry the two together. We also talk about communication and balance as a millennial professional. And in today's episode, our very special guest is here to help us discuss the ease of business. Listen, it's not as difficult as we are making it. It's not as challenging as we are making it. So we are very happy to have Ronii Bartles in the Leaders Lab with us today. And she is a business strategist plus a marketing expert who helps entrepreneurs and business owners break free of the one size fits all strategies and tactics to build unique systems and processes that exponentially grow and scale your dreams. And she believes that marketing is a science and basically a math problem that simply needs to be figured out. For this reason, Ronii teaches business owners how to create business management systems and strategic marketing plans that are simple to implement and don't suck the life out of you. We are super happy to have her with us. As a well rounded business person, Ronii does understand how a business works and how it needs to work holistically to be successful. And today, as I said, she is here to help us in the lab. So, Andre leaders, please help me to welcome to the lab none other than our special guest, Ronii Bartles. Welcome to the Leaders Lab, love.
Hey, how are you?
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
When I was taking a look at everything that you were going to talk about today, and I first saw you said how business is easy, I was like, she must have some magic, some tricks, something up her sleeve that she's going to share. Because I was like, I don't think I've ever heard anyone just flat out say that business can be easy. I know I've heard a lot of people say it can be hard work, it can be worth the hard work, it's
Mhm.
worth the investment. But nobody just ever flat out and said, hey, it can be easy. So, what made you say business can be easy? It doesn't have to be hard.
Yeah, so that is my philosophy is we make it hard because we get so emotional about it. And really, business is a system. There's no emotion to it. It is what it is. And we put the emotion
Wow.
in it. And that's when it starts to get hard. When you can figure out like just your automated systems and the things that actually work for you, then it's easy. You just do the work you need to do.
I love you already. I just want to say, I know it's too early and we just met, and I'm already saying the L word, but I just want you to know that when you said figure out your automated systems, because I am an entrepreneur who is a solopreneur at the moment. Yes, I do look forward to hiring someone capable who can be able to help me out, an executive assistant. But from 2020 to now, oh my God, Ronii, if I told you how much money that I have invested in systems to set
Mhm.
up, because as a doctor of management, I'm really big on systems. And that wasn't why I went and got a degree in management. I just always been like that, like very systematic, very
Yeah.
organized. And so I've invested so much money in software and tools. And when you
Yep.
said automated, I'm like, oh, she's a woman after my own heart. Like I have all of this stuff.
Yeah.
However, Ronii, I have the stuff, but I haven't quite set up everything. So I'm
Yeah.
making it hard for myself, aren't I?
Well, that first initial like setup is a little harder. It takes more time, but once it is set up, it's easy sailing from there. Like you just let it run. It's like your welcome sequence for your emails. Once it's set up, like the copy and figuring it out is for sure the hard part and it takes some time.
Yes.
But once it's set up, like you set it and forget it. What more is there to do?
Oh no, she brought out the set it and forget it. I remember that. I remember that. It was like a cooking appliance.
Yup.
Set it and forget it.
That's right.
Now, okay. But it's okay. All right. Yes, you are 1000% correct about all of that. It's the initial time
Yep.
investment for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
so honest. Because as soon as you said welcome sequence, like there was something on the inside of me that just was like it's very time consuming.
Yep.
How do you make yourself disciplined to say, look, either you're gonna do it now and make it easy for yourself, or you're gonna make
Mhm.
things much harder?
I think that a lot of times it's about knowing yourself. So for me, I know that I am terrible with email. I don't like to do it. I don't like sending emails to people.
No.
Everybody, I have the lead magnet on my website that then has a
Mhm.
welcome sequence. I know that I'm not good with email. So my welcome sequence says, hey, guess what? I'm not good with email, but if you want to interact with me, find me over here, X, and then that's how we'll
Wow.
engage. So it's one of those things. I tend to be this way as well. The initial getting it done is the hardest part, and I have to psych myself into it. But once I do, I'm like, why was I so scared of this? Because this took me an hour. And my brain was going, this is going to take me 10 hours. And really, once I started, it was like an hour and I was like, done, moved on. So it's really just that initial get in there and just be disciplined to do it.
Okay, nothing takes me an hour when it comes to that. I'm like, what kind of writing were you doing? What did you
My welcome sequence for my opt-in is probably 2 emails at the most.
Okay.
To be honest, it's the first email that you actually get the thing that is the opt-in, that's the lead magnet, and then the second one is,
I
"Hey,
love
I'm
it.
not good at emails. Join me over here on Instagram and
Oh my
Facebook because
God.
that's my
You're
spot."
amazing. You're
I
amazing.
mean,
I love it.
it
That's so
doesn't have
authentic.
yeah, it just doesn't have to be that hard.
Yeah.
And I find with most entrepreneurs, particularly solopreneurs, they make it hard because they've made it emotional, they've made it about themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a coach, and one of good friend of mine always tells me, you're shooting all over yourself. I should
Mhm.
be doing this. I should have a 10 email welcome sequence. I should do email. I should do Instagram because it's what everybody tells you to do. When
Yeah.
really, you just have to find the couple of things that work really well for you and that you love to do. There's a little bit of a balance here. You've got to figure out how it works well for you, how you love
Yeah.
to do it, and that's where your clients are. And then you have your secret formula that you can conquer anything and actually make some money.
Okay, so for those of you who are listening, I'm going to apologize in advance. Those of you who are watching, I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm about to hijack this whole episode and ask her. This is my personal session for today. Okay, you guys can have her later, but right now I'm about to ask her so many questions because she is saying so many key things, and now I just feel like she's here for me. I mean, I don't want to be selfish or stingy, but Ronnie, it's about to go down. Okay.
Okay.
Like it's about to get real. First of all, okay. You said that your email sequence is like 2 emails,
Mhm.
which I think is so key because that's a part of who you are. I think that's genius to say, hey, I'm not good at email. So don't expect to receive emails from me. Find me over here. I think that's great. But there's so many people who are shooting saying, oh no, your email sequence for your welcome. Oh, it must be like 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's the thing that overwhelms me. I'm like, what do I have to say? How much talking am I supposed to say? Or should I let them know, hey, every Monday I do my motivational Monday live stream, that. And then another email would say, hey, I also have a podcast. So
Mhm.
you can click and join that. And or another email like you could say, I'm really inconsistent with email,
Mhm.
but I'm pretty consistent on social media. Have you connected with me on blah, blah, blah? For
Yep.
how long should each one of these emails be?
So that is one of those things. The more concise you are, the better. My background is in consumer behavior research. I spent 10 years in marketing research for an agency working for Fortune 500s and large ad
Okay.
agencies. And while I will say that clients, consumers, customers are not dumb, they're overwhelmed. And so when
Mm.
you give them too many options at one time, they get decision fatigue. I always say to people, it's kind of like going to the Cheesecake Factory, and I always order the same appetizer because I can't get through the 20-page menu. There's just
Yeah,
too many options. And so I
yeah.
feel that way with thing that comes to deal with marketing, like your emails. So when you ask about how long should it be, it
Mhm.
just needs to be as long as it needs to be. But
Oh, okay, that type of answer. All right.
yeah. Yeah, I used to have a professor that would say it, enough to fulfill the requirement.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
Which
the
I know
requirement,
is
right?
I know, which is not really an answer, and I hate it when people do that to me too. But the writing style for everybody is very different. How you talk is different. Your authenticity is different for everybody. So that kind of gives you the gauge on how long it should be. But the one thing
Okay.
you do need to remember is there's only one action. I want them to
Wow.
do one thing in this email. Thinking about for yourself, if you've got a couple of different things going on, your Monday motivation, your podcast, your social media, those to me would be three separate emails because I don't
Okay.
want to send one email with all of those things and people go, I don't know where to go from here. She does so much.
Yeah.
So being extremely concise on the one call to action that you want somebody to do is how long it
Okay.
needs to be.
Okay. And the welcome series is it basically so that people can get to know you?
Really, for me, a welcome sequence is for them to get the free gift that they signed up for. That's
Ah,
the point.
okay.
And I think everybody's goal in their business is different. And so if your
Yeah.
goal is for people to get to know you and for you to nurture them, then
Mhm.
because of the work you do, like coaches need that. They need to nurture people because they're selling themselves. They need
Yeah.
to do that welcome sequence that is an introduction to them. Here's who I am, here's
Okay.
who what I stand for. So I think it
Okay.
depends on the kind of business you have. Like for myself, when people hire me to help them do an intensive, get their strategic marketing plan done, most of the time they don't come through email. They've probably signed up for my email, but they found me on
Yeah.
social media and that's how they get to
Okay.
know me. That's where my personality comes out because I've directed them there.
So as a marketing specialist, a previous marketing specialist, of course, now you do much more, but how do you know what's the best lead magnet or the best freebie to offer? Or should you just go straight for like freebie that leads to something that's paid? How do you even know what's the best thing to do for that? And
Um,
obviously, I'm asking because I want to make some money.
yep,
We put a lot of work and effort into what we do,
yep,
and I want to make some money. So
yeah.
help me, Ronnie, make some
Yes.
money.
So when I talk to people about lead magnets, particularly that initial, you've jumped on your site, you've got all of this information, you want them to do that one action, and that's for you to get their email address. Your lead
Hmm.
magnet needs to be something that relates to what you do and gives
Hmm.
that person a quick win. So it needs to be actionable. Just to give you statistically,
Okay.
people love checklists. They love things that are very actionable. Ebooks are out the window now.
Okay.
Everybody's got them. Yeah, I can learn some
Okay.
stuff, but I want a quick win. What's the like tool or template that you can give me that's a quick win? And
People like
that
checklists?
they love checklist. Oh my gosh, that was my number when I worked for a software company, that was our number one lead magnet. They downloaded
Oh
that
my
check. I
God.
probably had 1,500 people download that checklist in a week. Just a plain old checklist of stuff with a little
What do you
explanation
put
on how to use it.
what do you put on the checklist?
So you're a systems person, right?
Yes.
Systems really are just at the end of the day a checklist of how you do things. And you just put them in a
Yeah.
list. There does need to be some context around it on best practices on how to use that. But it's just a list of a system of how to get something done. And that gives me a quick win. I feel like it's tangible and I've gotten something from that. And so people love that kind of stuff because they feel like they've actually got a quick win. And then that can lead into further emails or social media or however you want to do that to get to the sale. The lead magnet really is eventually to get to the sale, obviously, so that you can make
Yeah.
some money. That's the point. I still, as a marketing expert, while social media is great, the ads are great, your email list is still going to be your money generator because they've opted
Yeah.
in to hear from you. If they've signed up
Right.
for your lead magnet, they're engaged. There's something about
Yeah.
you that they like. So setting up that welcome sequence of nurturing them hopefully to a sale, particularly if you have an evergreen product, those welcome sequences can work really well for that because you can then set up those emails to lead to a sale. Now, if you're in a live launch, that welcome sequence is helpful, but it's not leading to the sale that you generally have all the time. It's
Right.
a little less set it and forget it
Yeah.
kind of marketing. So yeah, in a checklist, so when I worked for a software company, I was the director of marketing,
Mhm.
and we built a vacation rental property management software for people that had vacation rentals, Airbnbs, to manage their properties across different platforms. And to get people's emails, we had different lead magnets on our blogs. And my number one
Mhm.
checklist was the items that you needed to have in each room of your vacation rental.
Ooh.
It's as simple as that. I think that when we think about what we do, I do this for myself. I can sit here and tell you about this all day long, but I'm in the same boat as you because it's so much harder for us to do it for ourselves.
Yeah.
But it's as simple that particular one was 5 pages because let's say most vacation rentals might have 5 rooms. But my lead magnet right now is an Excel spreadsheet that's a calculator. You put in 5 numbers and it gives you a piece of data. That's all it is. There's nothing more to it. And we make it
Okay.
harder because we're so into what we do. We, from a mental space, have gotten so into what we do, and it's
Yeah.
in our heads that we've gotten in our heads, and we make it more complicated than it needs to be because in our brains, we're like, people want to know the 15 things that have to happen or the 15
Yeah.
pages of stuff, when in
Yeah.
actuality, it can really just be as simple as a one-page checklist.
I'm glad you said that because I was actually going to ask you, like, is there a certain number of pages that a checklist could be? Because I'm thinking, oh, a checklist is probably just going to be like a page. But then would it really be giving value? Obviously, I don't want to make it the length of a dissertation either, but
I would, with a checklist like that, it does need some context on how to use it and what it's for.
okay.
A page of copy and a page of checklist, like 2 pages, maybe a cover so that it's pretty. You can do it in Canva,
Yes. Oh, listen,
Canva's
Canva is everything.
I mean,
I've had it since 2015,
I've
2015,
yeah,
16. I've had it for a long
around in
time.
there. Yep. Oh man, I don't
Yeah.
know what I did before Canva.
We tried to fake, Photoshop and Illustrator and was getting frustrated and was just like, "You know
Because
what?
it's
Forget it."
complicated.
Yes, but Canva came and changed the game during the
Uh-huh.
pandemic. They
Yep.
started adding all this other stuff, and I'm telling you, I tell everybody about Canva. They be like, "How do you do
Yep.
your graphics and stuff?" "Oh my god, your stuff looks so good." I said, "Canva."
Yep.
"Really? You do all your stuff in Canva?" "Yes, honey, I'm a pro."
Yep.
Literally.
And you can video edit now.
Yeah.
It's one stop for anything that you need.
Yeah.
While I don't get me wrong, I love my Illustrator and can do some nice graphics in there.
Yeah.
I've probably opened that program 3 times since the beginning of the year.
Canva
Canvas
stays open all day, every day for me. I
Yep.
don't even go onto the others anymore.
No.
And you're right. I even have, again, I invested in tools and software and
Mhm.
resources and templates. I even have templates of checklists and things, but I'm always
Mm.
stuck. I feel like I give myself excuses and it's just like telling you that I have checklists already. I just need to customize them and add content to them. Makes
Mhm.
me sound like a terrible person, a lazy
No.
person.
No, not at
But
all.
sometimes I really just don't know what to write.
Yeah, I am the queen of lazy business owner. I swear to you. I have a 2 email welcome sequence. Like, I am the queen of lazy business
I still
owners.
love that
So
though. I still love that. That's the most authentic thing I've ever heard. Like I've never heard anyone say, I send out 2 emails. One says welcome, the other one says, "Hey, this ain't my thing. I'm
it's
not really
not.
good at email." That's genius.
I don't like doing it. I'm this way also with networking, and I know I should do it. I hate doing it. So
Are you an introvert?
yes, I hate doing it. It's so
Okay.
awkward. I feel the same way about email though. But put me on Instagram and I'm good.
Wow.
It's just is what we prefer. It's what we like. And
Yeah.
that's how business can be easy.
Let's talk about engaging your people. How do you bounce back from being inconsistent with your email list? You were mailing them maybe weekly or once a month, letting them know that, hey, we got this out, that out. Then, like, you go ghost because life happens and you're just really not into that email life and everything goes cold. Like, they signed up for you, but how do you come back from basically ghosting them for almost a year? Or it
Yeah.
hasn't been a year, but like 6 months to 8 months. Like,
So with that, I actually just did this yesterday for a business partner that I'm working with that we're
okay.
re-engaging his email list after a little over a year. And that particular email ended up being a lot about, hey, here are the new things we're working on. We're going to try and be better about this. We're
Wow.
revamping our business. Here is what the new model is for this business. And it might
Mhm.
not be appropriate for you anymore. I don't necessarily ask them to opt back in. I ask them to opt out because
Wow.
they're more likely to stay on the list than to opt
Okay.
out, right? Rather than trying to
Oh.
get them to re-opt back in. But it's
Uh-huh.
very transparent about, we know we've been terrible at this for a year. And
Yeah.
my first line is, all I can say, it's been a year. You're just honest about it. And then saying, this is how we're revamping. This is our goal. And if we're not appropriate for you based on this now, please feel free to opt out. No hard feelings. So it's
Okay.
basically I'm being honest. We've been bad about it. You can opt out. So I'm cleaning my list now for people that
I love it.
really are going to resonate with that new direction.
I
So,
love it.
and then at that point, and it's straight up being honest, we've been bad about it. And then giving them an expectation of how often they're now going to hear from you and how you're going to try and be better. So it might be weekly, it might be monthly. If you're like me and you're really bad at email, maybe quarterly. I tend to try and direct people to a free Facebook group because I'm much better at that. I'm much better at engaging people with there.
Okay.
And so while that technically is a double opt-in because I've asked them to opt into an email and then opt into a group, the
Yeah.
people in the group really want to be there. And I
Okay.
sell best out of that group.
Okay. But is that group like on Facebook?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And how can we find other groups that are not on Facebook? There's got to be another way. Or maybe you create your own membership site.
You can. I'm going to
You're
give
not in
the
favor of that, are you?
I am. I will tell you this. So I can sometimes be very torn on things like this because I'm a big
Okay.
believer that you should own your property. So
Yes.
when it comes to content, I do like the idea of having a membership that if it's paid content, you keep that in your wheelhouse so that you
Yeah.
own it.
Yeah.
Because if you give, I like being able to do content on channels, but if for any reason one day that channel goes away, you've lost it. I have a
Yeah.
close friend and colleague of mine that basically ran her business on Facebook. And she woke up one day and her personal account was gone. No warning, no nothing. She violated their terms somehow and they deleted her whole account. She lost access to every one of her business pages, every one of her business groups, everything. Thank God she had me as an admin, as a backup
Yeah.
on every single one of her business pages and groups and
Wow.
her business manager. I didn't necessarily do work. It was just one of those, we're business besties. Can you be my backup? And so
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
she started her new personal account, then I was able to get her back into all of her business stuff. But she lost every one of her contacts. She lost all of her photos on her personal account. And she had to start from scratch all over again. So while, yes, she was extremely frustrated that she lost all of that, it was a blessing because she was able to purge
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
really
Oh,
actually get people that she really loved. But the backup was I was at least able to get her back into her business assets that are through Facebook. So that is always one thing I always tell, at least have a business bestie out there that you can be like, hey, will you be my backup in case something happened?
yeah. Yeah.
So back to the original question, while I get it, Facebook groups, we are in a gazillion of them. I get it. Like I'm torn on it as well. I like to keep things in my own wheelhouse. But that said, you have to understand how people interact. You have to understand how your customer, where they're at, and they're there. They're there. The client I'm actually working with right now that I did the email for yesterday, he's doing an
Mhm.
online course and he wants to create community around it.
Okay.
And his clients, so that this is getting out of our probably realm of online business, but he is a quality management engineer. So he works with manufacturing engineers with ISO
Okay.
standards and compliance. So, like,
Okay.
really interesting stuff, but really boring. So, you're working
Mhm.
with a lot of engineers, and these are very professional people. How are we going to create this community? And we're like, we could build it into our website. While
Mhm.
they're going to go there to get the content, they're not going to interact there. People just don't do that. We could go to LinkedIn, we could create a group there. It would probably work, but people don't interact with LinkedIn like that. They interact
Yeah.
with Facebook like that. And that's where they are. Everybody has a Facebook account. It
All
just
right. All
is.
right. I'll have to get an executive assistant and have her to do it.
Yeah, a community manager, like there are community managers out there that can help engage that. That happens to be something that I like to do and am good at. So that's why
Okay.
I drive people from email over there because
Okay.
that's basically my email list. I sell there.
If that's where the groups are, I need to go somewhere else. I need something else.
There are definitely other platforms out there that have this social media community kind of thing that you can build your own. Mighty Networks is one of them. I know a few people that use that and really love it. Again, when you ask your
Hmm.
people to interact with you there, they have to create an account. That's the one thing about Facebook is they've already got one. It's
They
very
already
easy
have
for
one.
them.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's about them and not you. It's easy for them.
Yeah.
I'm with you. The only reason Facebook is up on my computer is because I use it for work.
Yeah.
There's nothing else there for me. My mom tries to tag me and stuff because she's a Facebook queen. So that's the extent of my Facebook use is work stuff. It's a work channel for me. It is not a social
Okay.
channel. I don't use it from a personal perspective. I
Uh,
use it strictly for work. And that's a mindset shift. Whereas
okay.
I'm super engaged on Instagram. I love Instagram because I love the platform. I like
Yeah.
how that platform works. I like how it's simplified over Facebook because that's my personal taste.
Yeah.
And so I think that we'll start to see there are a lot of people also on Instagram from a marketing perspective. We're really going to get into some marketing like consumer things.
Okay.
We're going to find that Gen Xers to baby boomers are mainly on Facebook.
Yeah.
My mom loves Facebook.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
your client tends to be that, Facebook's the spot you probably want to be at.
Yeah.
Probably like young Gen Xers through millennials for sure are Instagrammers. That's where they're
Yeah.
all at. So you can really, depending on who your client is, kind of
Hmm.
start to figure out which platform they're on and then
Hmm.
figure out how to use that platform. So
Who's
if
on
you,
Pinterest?
everybody,
Let me tell you, Pinterest is addictive. I thought the other platforms were addictive. I get on Pinterest, then I'm like, oh, I like that. Save. Oh, I like that.
mhm,
And then an hour is gone. And I have like this
mhm.
whole life that's saved in Pinterest. And it's just like, how
So
did I spend so much time here?
uh-huh. So I'll give you a quick case study on Pinterest. I have an
Okay.
e-commerce client. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. And so their e-commerce site
Okay.
sells all Charleston goods, all artisans and companies that make things here. And
Okay.
our marketing strategy there is use Google Ads, which are our best. We also use Facebook ads and we use
Okay.
Pinterest ads. And the
Wow.
three together in combination work well. When people go to Google, they are
Hmm.
going because they're looking to solve a problem. So they're your most qualified lead because they've
Okay.
specifically looked to solve a problem that you can solve for them.
Okay.
That is a qualified lead because they're looking for it. When you're doing a Facebook ad, that's an interruption marketing. So you have to interrupt what they're doing. So it's
Okay.
not as qualified as a lead. So your creative there has to be more engaging to get them to stop what they're doing and go over to your site.
Okay.
Pinterest, on the other hand, is a future teller. People go there to plan.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
this is something that Pinterest actually will tell you when you get in kind of to their business platform. They do a lot of webinars on this. They do a lot of trend reporting because
Oh.
people pin to plan stuff. You think about it like they're planning dinner, they're planning a trip.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Pinterest trends, what's trending on Pinterest is a fortune teller for you. So you can find the trends on Pinterest and then fortune tell what people are going to plan to do. And so we find Pinterest from a product perspective is our second biggest traffic driver. And looking at our analytics, our clients that purchase online, whereas a
Hmm.
Facebook client might on average spend $50, a Pinterest client spends 200.
Okay.
That's a big number.
Yes, it is.
That's a big number.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're using Pinterest
Yep.
as your future teller, your
Yep.
future teller,
Yep.
as to what your target market or what your audience is
Yep.
going to be looking for?
Yeah. So they probably have identified a problem now and
Wow.
they haven't necessarily decided that they're purchasing yet. So they're
Okay.
planning, they're like researching what they want to do and pinning it to save it for later.
Okay.
So, as content creators, as somebody like me that's in marketing and business, I'm like, are really business people on Pinterest doing stuff? Yep, they are there.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
They're there. I get
Yeah.
more traffic from Pinterest than any other social media platform just because people are there and they're there for more than just recipes and travel tips. They're
Yeah.
there for all content. While
Yeah.
they might not get on Pinterest every single day like they do Instagram or Facebook, When
Mhm.
they're there for a long time, and they save things to look at in the future. I do it
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Pinterest.
And
Big fan.
Pinterest is actually so I have all of my brands actually have Pinterest accounts, the business accounts,
Mhm.
everything.
Yep.
But I've just used it basically as like a content library. I
Mhm.
haven't been very intentional with Pinterest and like sending, actually, I haven't been sending any pins like back to my blog posts or anything. And I know that that's what you're supposed to
Yeah.
do, especially if you're monetized, which I am, but I
Mhm.
haven't had traffic because I haven't used Pinterest the way that I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
And so I felt, oh, maybe I could learn how to use it better if I took a course, another investment. If I took a course and try to figure out like how to use it to draw traffic back and all of that. So to hear you say that Pinterest ads is the thing for you
Yeah.
that has really been working, I'm like, okay, because that's one of the platforms that I really want to focus on.
Yeah.
I decided that I wanted to focus on the platforms that I'm already monetized on, which is YouTube and my website.
Yep.
And then, okay, reputable
Mhm.
platforms that will drive traffic, which, of course, TikTok without dancing and all of that stuff,
Yeah.
and Pinterest and even
Mhm.
Instagram. Like those are
Mhm.
the ones that actually bring me, I guess, traffic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I
Traffic.
use them, that's only if I use them.
Yes, exactly. And so each one of those platforms has very different ways of driving that traffic and kind of how they're built and how people
Okay.
interact with them. So while Pinterest is a social network, people
Hmm.
use it like Google. So
Yes. Yes.
so optimizing your keywords on Pinterest are extremely important.
Yeah.
But going back to you mentioned doing a course and learning more about it. While education's great, and I do recommend it if you don't know anything. But
Okay.
I have run Pinterest ads for probably now 3 years with this specific client. I actually worked with somebody at Pinterest to try and optimize my ads for about a
Oh,
year. They offer that actually when you have a business account, they offer that as a free service to when you spend money on ads. People that actually work at Pinterest. So I worked with somebody to help me optimize. And I did learn a lot from them with meeting with them and seeing how they see things because they're in the back end of it.
yeah.
And they did great. But I did find that doing my ads on my own, my cost per click was much less. So
Ah,
when I worked with them, while the ads were great and they gave me a lot of great tips, my click through cost was like 91 cents. When I started taking some of their tips and going back to how I originally did my ad strategy, I got it down
mhm.
to 13 cents. So I still got the same amount of traffic, but I got my costs down.
Yes, you
So
did.
so it was one of those things where it was trial and error for me, and then a
Okay.
little bit of knowledge from them for me to be able to figure out my own rhythm in it.
Okay.
And everybody's gonna be a little different. We have a product company, so it's an easy marketing thing. Like it's a product, you put it up, here's click over to buy it.
Okay.
Whereas services and content creators are a little bit more difficult and there's a little bit more thought process into that. From a marketing perspective, B2C is easy. B2B is much harder.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I guess it's still trying to figure out how and where do I create these groups because you can't do it on Pinterest. You can have, I think
You
I'm sure
can.
you can have multiple people.
Yeah, you can have boards that
Boards.
basically
Yeah.
become a group, which
Mm,
I have seen some people try and use that as an engagement tool. I haven't seen
okay.
anybody have a ton of success with that yet. It's really just more for planning. People don't interact with Pinterest to engage as a
Mm-mm.
social network that much. Really used more for traffic for your website to just get them over to give people a sense of who you are, what you do,
Yeah.
move them now over to your website that then gets them into a lead magnet that now nurtures into a sequence if email's your thing.
And I know that Instagram has a group DM feature that they've had out for a while. The only thing is that like you really do have to scroll. You have to scroll quite a bit to go back and find like certain things. And so it's not, I mean, I feel like that's
So
too much.
it is, and Instagram is another animal in and of itself. They all are. And this is where I think people get into the shoulds and make business really
Uh-huh.
hard.
Yeah.
Because we've already talked about it at this point, even for you. You have a website, you have your
Yeah.
YouTube, you're thinking
Yeah.
about Pinterest. We've talked about
Yeah.
Facebook already and how
Yeah.
we haven't even really dug into Google ads, but then there's Google too on people how
Yeah.
they search there. So these are all
Mhm.
traffic drivers. And while they're all great and they each have their purpose and a way of getting your client to you,
Yeah.
this is where we make business hard because we think
Okay.
we should do all of them.
Help me
And
simplify.
yeah. And so I think the key, particularly for a solopreneur that's starting out really trying to hone in what they do,
Yeah.
it's make your website tight and right. You start there because that is your core of everything. That's your hub for everything.
Okay.
And then find one channel that is your preferred channel. Work it until it is optimized the way you want to optimize it. Then add another channel. You have to start very small, one at a time, and then add them in. For me, Instagram's my spot. I enjoy it. So I work
Okay.
Instagram over anything else. The
Okay.
only thing I do on Facebook is the group as an interaction. Instagram, though, does have a few things that are really interesting to try and mimic a group. You have your close friends list. So I am starting to see a lot of coaches use their close friends list as an opt-in.
Ah.
So the message is, so if you think about how Instagram works, right? You have your feed,
Mhm.
right? Which is
Yeah.
evergreen. You
Yeah.
can do some things with that feed. Obviously, the algorithm is favoring reels right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. I understand that's what they're trying to promote their business. But
Yeah.
if you look at your analytics, so your feed gets to new people, right? That's
Mm.
how you might get in the discovery. Your
Yeah.
stories are the people that follow you already. They've already opted in to follow you.
Yes.
So within your stories, you now have your close friends list. And so I'm seeing a few coaches and social media people out there use their close friends list basically as their email list. So what they're doing in their regular stories is giving good content and saying, if you want more exclusive content, DM me and I'll add you to my close friends list and you get exclusive content. And then they sell from the close friends list.
Wow. Oh, I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down.
It's an interesting strategy, particularly if that's your spot. So, like for me, who doesn't necessarily love email, right? You
Yeah.
have to find
Yeah.
other email lists, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically what a Facebook group can be, or an Instagram close friends list, a private Pinterest board. Those now
Yeah.
become your email lists.
Okay.
So the other thing that is happening on Instagram now is everybody has been complaining for years about the algorithm and they want it to go back to chronological order. We've all said it for years. And
Yeah.
as a way for Instagram to appease us, now they have the following and the favorites. But the one thing
Yeah.
I have noticed that I'm not seeing a lot of people use yet is favorites. So
Oh,
the one thing about favorites is it when you favorite somebody, gives them a little star. You can go in, you can hit the top, pick your favorites, and then it'll give you that your favorites in chronological. But in your
okay.
regular feed, I am also noticing that your favorites come to the top of the feed. As a content creator, you in your post, you should be asking people to favorite you so that you get to the top of their feed.
Wow.
And
Okay. Okay. It's not rocket science.
it's not rocket science.
It just makes sense.
Makes sense. Yep. So now you've got favorites and close friends list on Instagram. You have your email list. You sell from
Oh.
that. Drive traffic back to your site. And now that you have in stories, you don't have to have the 10,000 followers to get the link now. It's
I
just
know.
oh
I
my God,
love
that
it.
game changer.
I use it. Listen, I use that all the time for
Yeah.
my videos, my live feeds and everything. I'm like, click the link now to watch.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
I
So
I would like
Instagram's
to
an
see
interesting
analytics
animal.
from that though. Yeah, and I'm very consistent on Instagram. I can say that. And by default, Facebook, because whatever I post to Instagram, I just push over to Facebook.
I
But
do too.
I'm still letting it go though, because
Yeah.
it's
I know that when social media first came out, every social media guru is going to tell you, you have to have different content on each platform. It's just not reality. I'm sorry. It's just
it's
not.
not.
You've got
It's
to
not.
repurpose. You've got to repurpose your content.
Yeah.
I am finding though, consumers are picking a spot. They're dividing. They're picking their social media spot. When they first came out, everybody's, I'm going to do all of them because they're so fun and cool. And
Yeah.
now that we're solidly 10 years into social media life, they're picking a spot. So people
Yeah.
that are very heavy Instagrammers might check their Facebook, but not very often. So people are picking a platform. So repurposing content across them isn't the big deal it used to be because it's not
Okay.
getting to all of those people. They're not
Yeah.
seeing the same content over
Yeah.
and over again.
Oh,
As
they're
well
not.
as, yeah, they're not, as well as people need to see things 20 times before they remember it anyway. It's a lot.
Ooh, didn't that? Ooh, no wonder why a lot of my content is forgettable then. Because
Our attention
one and
spans are like
done.
this. Yeah, exactly. This is why we also make it business so hard is we keep thinking that we need to be creating new content every single day
Yeah.
because people are getting tired of what I just did. That's why they haven't even seen it.
They don't even know.
Don't even know.
They don't even know what you did.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, repurposing content can save you a lot of time and energy, as
Thank you
well
for
as
that.
you take your content and break it up. Again, this goes back to when I originally talked about have one thing to do, right?
Yeah.
We create content that has a lot of points to it. Here's this
Mhm.
strategy you can do. Here's this tactic you can do. When in actuality, you can
Yeah.
break that up into one at a time. And now rather than one piece of content, you've got five.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
we're
That's
making it harder than it needs to be.
Yo, she's really dropping gems right now. That's the whole thing. I don't know if you've been taking notes, but I have. I hope you all have been taking notes because I got some. She's talked about decision fatigue. She's talked about checklists, which I highlighted that one because I'm going
Uh-huh.
to do a checklist. I am because it's easier.
It's
I
easy.
use the word easy. It's
Yeah.
easier
Easy.
than thought. She talked about reviving an old email list, also the marketing ads and lead types, and then even be as an opt-in and like an email list. If y'all not taking notes, you're not learning. Okay. Here in the Leaders Lab, we're in class. Class is in session. So I hope you all have been taking notes. This is Ronnie, this has been amazing.
Oh,
This has been
thank you.
amazing. And I know there's so much more that we could pick your brain about. What is the best way that you would want someone who's listening to the podcast episode right now? What is the best way for them to contact you?
So Instagram's my spot. I'm very active on Instagram. I will
Okay.
tell you the thing I'm not good at on Instagram is doing a bunch of reels and all of those things. I'm a writer, so I'll post a lot. I'll do some stories, but
Okay.
that's the spot I do like to engage with people because it's a
Okay.
spot I like. And
Okay.
then the next thing is just on my website. While I'm not an email person as far as marketing emails, I am an
Mhm.
email person that if you email me personally, I'm going to email you back.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know?
And so the email address there
Yep.
that you all could contact her at is hello@RoniiBartles.com.
Yep.
You'll see it on the screen. And also, too, you all can find this information in the show notes on the audio version of the podcast and also the video version of the podcast. You can find it in the description box below. I was just picking her brain, asking her a ton of questions, and you see how she just fired back answers. Whatever questions you have, and if she has some additional resources, this is definitely a woman that you would need to connect with. I'm just going to say it. This is a woman that you would need to connect with. I thank you so much for talking about basically answering all the questions that I had. And honestly, I didn't even know I had those questions today. Like, I just knew that we were going to talk about how we make business hard and how it should be easier. But
Mhm.
when you started talking from the marketing aspect and then you gave us statistics and everything, come on, y'all know this was very valuable information. And it was just such a natural conversation that we started having from me asking a ton of questions, trying to get my business life together, y'all. That's what I'm trying to do, okay?
Aren't we all?
And you just answered it. And honestly, it's my goal to do what you actually said, to make business easier. I rolled my eyes.
Mhm.
I have to stop doing stuff like that. I literally just roll my eyes. I really need to stop rolling my eyes at things like that because I don't want to put it out in my atmosphere like, oh, she hates this. She just roll her eyes. No, I need to get better at it. And then, of course, too, like you said, I could contact you at any time and be like, hey, Ronnie, you accepting new clients? Now, let me ask you this question before, and I know we're at the very end, but I would ask you this question. You have a 2 email welcome sequence.
Yes.
How do you write welcome sequences or how do you write emails for clients if you don't like them for yours, but they want them for theirs? How
Mhm.
do you deal with that?
Just I will tell you this. So, as my business has grown and I've done
Mhm.
work for clients, I have very few private clients right now. And
Okay.
my business strategy for me is to
Mhm.
make life a lot easier and do
Okay.
the things that I love to do. And
Okay.
I love working with clients on things like we just did.
Okay.
You hot seat
Yeah.
it, you
Yeah.
give great tips and advice on how to strategize that and do some tactics. So
Mhm.
while I do have a handful of private clients that I do their email sequences, I do their social media, I do their marketing for them. I don't take private clients anymore like that. I do intensives. So I work
Okay.
with people on very short amount of times, get in, get
Mhm.
out, let's get you set up, get something done, a deliverable done, and then move on.
Okay.
So I've made my business that simple as well.
Okay.
So yes, I do it for a few of my clients, my private clients, but I will say the private clients that I do it for, I very specifically handpicked and have worked with them for 10, 15 years and love
Wow.
working with them. So
Okay.
it makes it much
Okay.
easier. Yes, well, email's not my thing. When I'm working with a client who I absolutely adore and love and believe in
Mhm,
what they do,
mhm.
it's not a big deal. Don't get me wrong, I get writer's block like anybody else. Like I have an email to
Yeah,
write today for one of my clients and I'm sitting here, I'm like, what okay, Father's Day is coming up. What do I guess I got to figure out something for that. But
yeah,
I love that client. I believe in what they do. I love the products that they sell.
yeah.
I'll sit down, get in my head for about 30 minutes. Something will trigger and then it'll be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you answered that for me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I do want to say, Ronnie, this has been great. I cannot
Thank
say
you.
it enough. This has
Thank
been
you.
very valuable and I appreciate it. And you were a pleasant surprise, okay? Because I had no idea. I just knew we were going to talk about the easiness and you
Mhm.
really just you broke it down to ease comes from simplicity, like keeping it
Mhm.
simple but
Yep.
being clear.
Yes.
Also, like that clarity is the thing that I really got
Yeah.
from today's episode. And so thank you so much for being with us again in the Leaders Lab
Yeah.
today. We're going
Yeah.
to have you come back for season 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
Excellent. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, you can also connect with her. Check out the show notes or the description box below and click on any of the links that you see there. You saw how we just went back and forth, question, answer, question, answer. And I'm sure that you have several answers, several questions that she would have answers to. I didn't know that she would have the answers that I needed until I asked the question. And I think that's what causes us to make our businesses more challenging and difficult is because we have tons of questions, but we try to go to Google or we try to go to someone else that you don't have like that connection with. Here at the Leaders Lab, I just connected you to someone who has an insurmountable amount of answers to your questions. So make sure that you reach out to Ronnie, let her know that you're coming from the Leaders Lab, and let's see what she can do to help you as well, whether it's through coaching or you possibly becoming a client. I don't know. We'll see because she says her business has definitely scaled, but you just never know. So reach out to her. She's on Instagram. Check out her Insta, okay? And I appreciate you guys just supporting her and what she has going on as well. And don't forget that you can connect with me on social media. I am everywhere at DrCharityTV. And if you are interested in being a guest on the show for season 3, or maybe you applied some of the principles that you heard from today's episode and you're like, listen, I got results, or listen, I got a win. I listened to Ronnie and I created a checklist and I got a win. I got one email. That's a win because it's one more than you had before. So send us an email at the Leaders Lab podcast at drcharitytv.com. Let us know so I can share this good news with Ronnie because this is proof that it works. All right. So listen, I want to say thank you so much for rocking with us today and tuning in to this very special episode of the Leaders Lab podcast. And you know what? I will see you next week in the lab.
Thank you for listening to the Leaders Lab podcast. Visit our website at www.drcharitytv.com.